So what I'm going to go through today is how much AI has changed SEO agencies. And I want to show you a quick example. This is an e-com site, a client of ours that sells pearls. We'd flatlined at about 100 or so clicks per day. We implemented some of the AI techniques I'm going to talk about, and suddenly they're over 200 clicks a day. Massive, massive change in how AI affects SEO. So I want to start by asking you, how often are you using AI in SEO? And it's sort of a trick question. If you're not thinking, man, I use AI for everything, then there's room for improvement, okay? I want you to keep in mind that SEO is zero sum. So what that means is if you go up in traffic, someone else is going down in traffic. Your competition is using AI. So if you don't also use it, you're going to get left behind and you're going to start to lose traffic. It's going to be very hard to keep up. So let me take a quick step back and tell you what I mean. When I say AI, what I very specifically mean are large language learning models. ChatGPT is the most famous. You can get a free account if you go to chat.openai.com. You might be the last SEO in the world to sign up if you don't have one yet, and that is the absolute bare minimum. The paid account, which is a whopping $20 per month, adds a lot of value. You get access to ChatGPT 4, which is capable of doing analysis on files. You can drag and drop files directly to it and ask it questions. It's fantastic. Google's Gemini is another large language model worth checking out. Now, purely in the context of SEO, AI is going to allow you to do SEO using less time and get better results. It's better, faster decision-making, better, faster optimization, and of course, the most common use of AI in SEO is content creation. We do have to always use a human editor with content creation. Don't forget the March 2024 core algorithm update that Google rolled out, partly to try to combat AI-generated spam that's quickly taking over the internet. Now, the downside, of course, is as AI gets more and more integrated with Google, with their search box, then we could expect to see a drop in traffic for informational type queries because Google Gemini is going to answer the question directly. A quick example, let me show you what you see if you search for mortgage calculator. So all of these websites, if you're searching for mortgage calculator, there's a good chance you're in the market for a mortgage. So a lot of companies, a lot of websites spent a lot of money to rank for a mortgage calculator. Then, and this was years ago, Google implemented a mortgage calculator directly into the search engine results, which basically erased 60 or 70% of the traffic those sites were getting. Expect something similar for informational type queries, but that loss in traffic is going to be offset by the decreased cost in ranking. So at my agency, we use AI for essentially every step of the SEO process, starting with keyword research. It's an excellent tool. Just ask ChatGPT and be specific. Okay, ask exactly what you want around searcher intent, local keywords. It does an excellent, excellent job. Topical authority research is another big one. And in a lot of ways, topical authority research is becoming more important than keyword research. And later on in this video, stick around, I'm going to give you the exact ChatGPT prompts that we use for topical authority research. Google Search Console analysis, huge. You can drag CSV files directly to it and ask it to improve your long tail keyword ranking, ask it to improve your content based on the keywords you're already ranking for. I briefly mentioned content creation, massive help for content creation. Also, identifying low-hanging fruit, again, with a Google Search Console CSV file. That will allow you to quickly improve traffic to your sites or to your client sites. And ChatGPT gives excellent guidance on technical issues. If you ask it questions about technical SEO issues you're having, it will give good answers as long as you know enough to write the right questions. And if you don't, you can ask ChatGPT for help framing the correct questions. Now, we used to rely on third-party tools for a lot of this SEO analysis. We all know that third-party tools are, unfortunately, wrong. Google Search Console is the only tool that gives us accurate data. Every other third-party tool is guessing, but Search Console has correct data. Now, not surprisingly, Google didn't really build a lot of analysis capabilities into Search Console. They basically just data dump and expect you to be able to do that analysis. And we used to, but it's time consuming. I briefly mentioned earlier, you can take those CSV files from Search Console and give them to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to do that analysis. I broke down all the ways that we do this in this video here, which I'll give you a link to, of how to use ChatGPT with Search Console. Now, let me talk briefly about content. Content went from 10 cents a word to almost free. In 2019, pre-ChatGPT days, we had a client come to us who wanted a new website build of 50 articles. Assume 1,500 words per article, and that's $7,500 in content alone. Add in the time for development costs, and we're at close to $10,000 total. Today, with human editing of AI content and some website tools that allow us to quickly duplicate existing pages, we can develop that same 50-page website for under $1,000. Not only the cost, but the timing is dramatically different. 50 articles at 3 articles a day means that we would need to wait over 4 weeks for our content writer to be able to write all of those articles. Or if we wanted it done in 1 week, we could hire 4 content writers. I don't know if you've ever managed multiple content writers before. It's like herding cats. Don't necessarily recommend it. But now with ChatGPT, one editor can crank out and edit 50 articles in 2 or 3 days. This is a game changer in how quickly quality content can be produced. Again, human editor is incredibly important for your AI-generated content. You can't just take the AI-generated content and post it directly. Google is doing everything it can to stop ranking AI-generated content that doesn't have a human editor. So I've teased you about how we use ChatGPT for topical relevance research. Let me break down for you exactly what we do, including our prompts. Now, these are long prompts. It took us a lot of time and back and forth to develop them. These work really, really well for us. In that other video I mentioned, I talk about how to use ChatGPT to add an FAQ section. For a lot of topics, that's sufficient. But if it's a very competitive topic, and the example I'm going to use is graphic design. If you have a website and you want to rank for graphic design, that's highly, highly competitive. So in order to rank for that, it's not just keywords. You need to show Google that your entire website, your entire domain is built on relevance, authority, and comprehensiveness for graphic design. Okay, so here's the ChatGPT prompt. And keep in mind, I do this all the time. With ChatGPT prompts, I always start by telling it who it is, to let it role play. It gives much better results when it has in its head, its algorithm, who it is. Okay, you are an SEO and language expert with a history and understanding how Google's algorithm interprets language. I want to improve my website's topical relevance within the graphic design niche. My goal is to create content that aligns closely with topics Google's algorithm considers semantically related, thereby improving my site's visibility and authority. To achieve this, I need your help with the following tasks. Number 1, generate a list of topics. Please create a list of 25 topics related to graphic design. These topics should be carefully chosen to ensure they are viewed as closely related by Google's algorithm, improving the topical relevance of my website for graphic design. Consider emerging trends, foundational principles, and specialized areas. Number 2, evaluate the main category. Based on your understanding of current SEO trends and Google's algorithm preference, suggest any modifications to the main category of graphic design if you see a more focused or altered categorization that could better serve my goal of increasing topical relevance and search visibility. Number 3, clarifying questions. Should you need further clarification on the scope of this category, or if specific aspects of my requests are unclear, please list any questions that would help you better tailor your response to my needs. This could include seeking more information about my target audience, the current content mix on my website, or particular areas of this topic I wish to emphasize. The ultimate aim is to identify a cohesive set of topics that will guide our content creation efforts, making the website a comprehensive resource that is highly regarded by both users and Google's search algorithm. Okay, and I ran this for graphic design with ChatGPT, and here's an example of the ChatGPT output. And every time I've run it, it's slightly different, but that's okay. That's the point. And what ChatGPT is going to do is give us these 25 different topics. ChatGPT views that these are semantically related to graphic design. So what we're going to do is use a second prompt to dive into each one of these 25. Now remember, the number 25 is arbitrary. You can go more if your space is more competitive, or fewer if your space is less competitive. Now here's that second prompt. It's not quite as long, but it's still a doozy. You are an SEO expert, specifically on growing traffic from Google search by focusing on improving topical relevance. I'm working to boost my website's visibility and authority in the graphic design niche on Google. My objective is to craft a series of articles that will not only resonate with various user intents, but also enhance the website's topical relevance in the eyes of Google's algorithm. To achieve this, I need, number 1, 15 keyword variations on the theme UI/UX design principles, each tailored to different facets of user search intent. These variations should explore different aspects, challenges, and interests within the field of graphic design, catering to a wide audience range, from beginners to professionals. For each keyword variation, please suggest an SEO-optimized title tag designed to maximize click-through rates. The title should be compelling, incorporating the keyword effectively while enticing the potential reader with the promise of valuable insights or solutions. Additionally, provide 3 article heading suggestions for each keyword. These headings should outline a clear, structured approach to the topic, aiming to cover various angles that address specific questions, problems, or interests related to the main keyword. The goal is to create content that is both informative and engaging, encouraging deeper exploration and interaction. This content strategy aims not only to improve the site's ranking for a broad spectrum of related searches, but also to establish the site as a comprehensive resource in the graphic design domain. Any suggestions for improving the main category or additional questions to better understand this request are welcome. Okay, so that's my second ChatGPT prompt, and you should run that for each one of the 25 topics that you received on the first prompt. So in total, 25 topics, 15 keywords per topic, you're going to get 375 article ideas. And for this competitive space, go ahead and write an article about each one. Again, of course, with ChatGPT's help. This will deliver you a massive amount of topical relevance, authority, and comprehensiveness with minimal work. Yes, 375 articles is a lot, but we already have title tags, we have headings, and we can use ChatGPT to basically give it those title tags, topics, headings, and have it write articles for us. Again, make sure you're using a human editor to double check its work. And without AI, this list of 375 articles would have taken hours and hours of analysis to generate. And that's not even counting the time to write it. Now, I do have a video coming out soon about prompt engineering for SEO agencies. You notice those are very specific prompts. We do a lot of work engineering our prompts to make sure we get the results we want. So subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss that video on prompt engineering. So let's talk a little bit about the future of SEO agencies now that AI is out in the world, right? You can't put the genie back in the box. Is that how that saying goes? Anyway, so good. The good parts of AI is that 1, it's going to allow you to do fast and inexpensive analysis. Number 2, content goes from one of the most expensive parts of SEO to the least expensive. And as you saw, number 3, we're no longer choosing which keywords we want to target. Instead, we're looking at a topical relevance, and we're using AI-generated human-edited content to go after all of them. Content writers become much less important. Sorry if you're a content writer, but content editors suddenly become critical. A quality content editor is suddenly worth their weight in gold. AI is improving human SEO experts. Not yet, at least, is it able to replace them. Now, of course, I'm slightly biased on this, being a human SEO expert who doesn't want to be replaced by AI. But as of now, you still need to have the SEO knowledge to ask the right questions to AI. We've also seen that Google's algorithm is going to shift and value uniqueness in content more and more. LLMs are not, and they cannot be unique. That's how they work. That's how their math works. They cannot generate unique perspectives, okay? So your human editor, when they're going through AI-generated content, they need to focus on adding unique perspectives to that content if you want it to rank on Google. So in conclusion, you need to be using AI for effective SEO engagements. It's too expensive and time-consuming to try to do SEO today without AI. your competition is using it. And if you don't, you're going to be left behind. As I said, the more traffic you gain, you're taking it away from one of your competitors. As Google's AI improves and it starts to integrate Gemini more and more with the search engine results page, we would expect to see traffic from informational queries to drop as Google answers those directly on the search engine results page. But the cost to rank for those will also drop as long as you have skilled human editors who are focusing on adding uniqueness to the AI-generated content. Okay. Now, we've spent a lot of time on this video speaking of algorithms. I'm going to mention one more. It's a massive help to me with YouTube's algorithm. If you thought this video was helpful, please leave a comment below about your experience with AI in SEO. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay. Please give this video a like if you thought it was valuable. And don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot more content coming about using AI as an SEO agency.